Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Dr. James C. Sullivan, the Outspoken Doctor. And as my moniker would denote, I am a physician and I am a little bit outspoken. I'm coming to you from beautiful Fort Hood, Texas, where I'm presently on orders with the Army Reserve. But as the topic of this video would denote, this is about what's killing your gains, and it's not what you think it is. So the biggest thing that's killing people's gains, nutrition. If I knew when I was in my mid-20s what I know now, I would have just been walking around at like 6% body fat. Nutrition is really key, and it's not just about what you're eating. I mean, it's a substantial amount about, you have to be eating good food, nutritious food, and within the range of calories that you're not going to gain weight. Garbage in is garbage out. In my 20s, I could eat chocolate chip cookies and drink root beer all day and just turn it into pure excellence. But I was always fighting that little layer of body fat, that little, the baby fat. No matter how svelte, tapered that my physique was, I could always pinch a little skin. So you have to pay attention, first off, to your macronutrients. Bodybuilders have been doing it for years, and they're, you got your macros, bro. There's something to it. So you have to have the right balance of macronutrients. But getting into the science of things, getting into the weeds a little bit, what people don't realize are calorie values due to those nutrients and caloric equivalencies. Biggest killer to people not being able to lose the weight that they want to lose is too much protein. People think that you have to have massive amounts of protein to have the right results from the exercise that you're doing at the gym, and that's just not so. In fact, too much protein is a carbohydrate equivalent. Now, what do I mean by that? Your body can turn protein into carbohydrates for metabolism. It's this little magic trick the liver does. So if you've got an excess of protein coming in, your body is going to metabolize that into whatever it needs. Now, the goal is to give your body enough fuel to do the work that it needs to do, in addition to the healing that it needs to do. You want your body to view protein as building blocks and not a fuel source. So, what do I mean? What's the magic number? So, it's long been touted that the protein needs in the human body range anywhere from 1 to 3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, and depending upon the amount of work that you're doing. That's a broad range. And I'm really bad at metric, so I just equate that to half a gram of protein per pound of body weight, or half my body weight in protein grams. Now, that's not literally taking the weight of whatever food that you're eating. We're talking about grams of raw protein within steak, chicken, fish, whatever portion size. There's a lot of water. There's some carbohydrates in there. There's, the glycogen for whatever that animal had eaten, which are stored in the muscle fibers as well. So it's not just protein that you're eating. So a good rule of thumb is that a 4-ounce portion of beef or chicken, which is about the size of your palm, maybe not my palm. I got a large palm. So, just a hamburger patty worth is about 40 grams of protein. I start at the low end. So right around 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight is what your body needs resting to, general wear and tear repair. When you start working out, obviously those demands are going to go up a little bit. They don't go up right away, because if you had conscious control over these metabolic processes. If you had to decide whether to go into an anabolic state and build up something, or go into a catabolic state and break down stuff for energy, you'd probably be the best looking corpse at the mortuary. It's a lot to process. You probably wouldn't have time to process anything else. So the body has an expanded system of default mechanisms to know when to build something up or break something down. Let me back up for a second. So I look at that 1 gram per kilogram as the base. And the key to titrating the protein to exactly what you need for what you're doing is your recovery time. So you should be eating 1 gram per kilogram of body weight in protein until such a time as you are not recovering between workouts. And your recovery time should be approximately 3 days. Now, we aren't judging this due to soreness. Soreness is lactic acid in a muscle. And usually you'll find out when you go back to the gym that you can start working a little bit, and after about 1 set of whatever exercise, that soreness is dramatically diminished just because you got the blood pumping through that muscle and you flushed out the lactic acid. True recovery is gauged by are you able to do the same amount of work, the same amount of weight, the same amount of reps as you did, or better than the previous workout. This may take weeks, 2-3 weeks into a workout routine before your body begins to adapt, increasing protein synthesis and thereby increasing your demand of protein. So, to increase the protein incrementally until you get the result that you're fully recovered 3-4 days out is the best way to make sure that you're not eating too much protein and causing your body to view that protein as fuel instead of building blocks. And the other part of that is eating the appropriate amount of other macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats. It doesn't matter really what diet regimen you're on. Your body needs something for energy and something to build with. If you're just eating a regular healthy diet, titrate the fats down a little bit, bring the calories up a little bit, because your metabolism is also going to start to change. And if the caloric demand, that metabolic demand for calories is increased, you're going to start to burn that protein. So you want to make sure that if your goal is to build muscle, that you're supporting that with calories and just the right amount of calories. It's one of the hardest things to do in all of fitness, to start to build muscle and at the same time burn fat, because you're treading a very fine line between the metabolic demands and the building blocks that you're giving your body. That being said, a lot of people are like, well, what diet routine do I use? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you want to just, try the grazing method where you're eating every 2 hours to try and stoke the metabolism, that's great. Some people have great progress with that, great luck with that. A ketogenic regimen, which can work very well. Intermittent fasting, that's something that I do myself. A great resource for that is actually Thomas DeLauer. Puts a lot of excellent content up on YouTube all the time about intermittent fasting and a ketogenic regimen. I think he does both, which is a little bit crazy to me, but hey, that's his lifestyle, and that's what it really comes down to. Any kind of a dietary regimen that you adopt, anything that you're trying to do, the hallmark, the thing you want to ask yourself anytime that you're taking on a different regimen or strategy is, how long can I keep this up? Because empty fat cells take 2 years to die. That's why people yo-yo on their weight a lot. Because those empty fat cells are still, that they're empty, but they're still there and they're waiting. And they're gonna catch any extra calorie you throw their way, because for them, that's 2 more years on the clock. It's survival. If you really want to eliminate them, have an easier time maintaining a healthy body composition, then you want to look 2, 3, 4, 5 years out. You want to be always losing weight. You want to be on something that's sustainable. It has to be sustainable. Remember, when you're doing any kind of weight training activity, resistance training, your body is healing for 48 to 72 hours afterwards. So you're going to continue to burn extra calories that entire time. Whereas if you're doing more of a cardio routine, and there are some exceptions to the rule. So the other element of what I'm discussing about what's killing your gains with nutrition is timing. Timing is key. Your body has what is commonly referred to as an anabolic window. It's that first hour or so after you've completed a workout, your body has a decision to make. Do I break down some of that tissue that just got damaged? If you're in there trying to build strength and you're not eating something within that hour after exercise, you've blown your anabolic window and your body has gone into a catabolic cycle. We need to get stronger and we've got plenty of fuel around to do it. That's the signal that the body gets by intake of nutrition within that hour after working out. Yes, so timing. So the nutrition has to be spot on, just the right balance, and timed appropriately for whatever regimen you're adhering to. That being said, you also cannot neglect your micronutrients, your vitamins and trace minerals. Why? We don't burn those on a day-to-day basis. No, but you go through them. Why are they important? Everything else that goes on in the body, hormone profiles, the speed of which your body can make energy, they're all dependent on these micronutrients and trace minerals. So don't neglect them. Eat real food that's nutrient rich. Whole foods are always best, especially for absorption of those vitamins and trace minerals. So that is my knowledge drop for the day. That's probably one of the biggest things I see that's costing people their precious time and effort in the gym is that nutritional aspect of things. Ancillary to that, I'm always a big advocate of working smarter, not harder in the gym. So to kind of go in with a game plan, kind of tailored to whatever you want to do, whatever your fitness goals might be. But just don't, I would say, don't go into the gym haphazardly. Have, if not a specific set of exercises that you want to go through, planned out ahead of time. At least, you know, I'm one of those people that tends to paint in broad strokes with when I go in there. I like a little whimsy, but I at least know what I'm going to be working on for the day, whether that's going to be a synergistic workout or if you're going to be doing antagonists working front and back, just trying to maintain balance in the body. There is no wrong strategy, but go in with a game plan. If you like the content, don't forget to like the video. You can subscribe to our channel. I'll try to keep the content coming, at least on a semi-regular basis. I could probably commit to a monthly basis, but you know, we'll go what time allows. Leave any comments or ideas for topics you'd like me to cover in the future in the comments down below. As always, pass everything through the filter of common sense. Do your research and question everything.